Hello my creative friends, Jessica Sanders here of ColorMeCreativeArt.com. Guess what? My COLORTOPS came in from the Kickstarter. Yay! From the Chameleon Kickstarter, in case you were wondering. I actually ordered mine on the very first day of the Kickstarter, and this is what I ordered. The original 25 colors I have here in the COLORTOPS. So I'm super excited, but because they did such a great job, because they had rather so much support on their Kickstarter, they started giving away bonuses, and so I actually also got replacement nibs. I got a detail pen and a blender pen. I got some color cards, which I've never tried before. I'm going to try those out for you today. And I got this really cool Chameleon Pens bag. It's so awesome. Yeah, so lots of fun. So thanks for joining me. I'm just going to try out these COLORTOPS a little bit and talk about them with you. So I have these are the cool tones, the primary tones, the pastels, and the earth tones. I never bought the big set of Chameleon pens, so this kind of adds a nice more colors to my set. I did not, when I ordered this, have these or these, but then after I ordered those, I got these and got these, and the pens, not the COLORTOPS. Okay, so that's enough of that. Basically, set that aside. So I left the packaging on here, even though I've been trying them out, so you can see that they come wrapped in a clear plastic. They have this label on them, and the label has instructions for how to use the COLORTOPS with the Chameleon pens. You do need the Chameleon pens or at least a blender pen to use these COLORTOPS. The cool tones are always my favorites. Now you can leave this little tab on here if you wanted to like hang your COLORTOPS, but they're also made so the packaging, so they slide together, so they have two different clips depending on which side of the pens, and you can just slide them together so you can store them pretty easily. I'm doing it wrong. Operator error right there. And then the lids will still come off, and you can just do a whole bunch. There's more. So pretty cool way to store them, I think. Yeah. Nice. Now, what is a COLORTOP, you may be asking? I've heard of Chameleon pens, but not a COLORTOP. So I'm going to get out a couple of my Chameleon pens. As you know, they have toning chamber where you can do gradient colors. So, for example, this was done with one pen, and you can do gradient color from light to dark, always working with the pen from light to dark. But the COLORTOPS really change everything. So basically, a COLORTOP is this top section of the pen, which normally has the toning medium in it, but instead it has color. So this one is aquamarine. See, they are the same size as the tops of the pens, but if you can notice, right, the nibs, you can see this is the one for my Chameleon pen, and it has toning fluid in there, and this one has color. So what you can do then is take your Chameleon pen, and you, just like if you were going to tone it with the toning chamber, you do the same thing with the COLORTOP. You touch the nibs together, you turn it vertically so gravity can do the work, and it doesn't take long, and you're going to get a nice little color blend. So you can see I've been doing a lot of blending. It's so much fun. That was real time, guys, about, I don't know, 5 seconds while I was talking to you. So here we go. Let's test this out. That was this COLORTOP, BG4 and PK5, the fuchsia pen. So, as you can see, you just start coloring with it, and it's going to gradually go back to the original color of the pen. And in between the ColourTop color and the original color, guess what? You get a blend of colors till it goes all the way back. I actually prefer for large areas using the brush nib, but this was with the bullet nib. So I went from this color, aquamarine, to fuchsia with just one single blend. So pretty cool, but guess what? I sound like an infomercial, but really I just love these. So the other cool thing is though, I could actually, let me switch nibs. Let me use the brush nib. I could actually do a different sequence. So let me get a different color because just we like trying different colors, right? What color? You can use any color. You don't have to have like a coordinating color. You could use a complementary color. You're going to get like, you know, a brown in the middle or a gray in the middle. Here's a purple and green that I did. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm having problems here. Okay, there we go. So see, I did a purple and green here, and you could just get a dark grayish black there in the middle. I mean, you can do any colors you want to do, but let's stick with the fuchsia and let's do. I wrote on myself. I want to do a dark color. So blue violet is really dark. Put this away. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fuse with the blue violet about 3 to 5 seconds. Now, it doesn't take very long, this fusing, really. It doesn't, especially with the ColourTops. I don't, you can see how the tip of this pen is dark instead of pink. Okay, anyway. Then I'm going to take my mixing chamber from my pen, which is clear, and I'm going to fuse that. So then I'm going to actually get light to blue violet to fuchsia. Okay, so here we go. So now you can see the blue violet. It's a really dark color. Now it's switching to a blend of the violet and the fuchsia. And now I'm getting all the way to the fuchsia. And if I'm wondering if there's ink from the other color left, I could test my other nib and make sure. You're not going to contaminate this ink with your fusing. You can actually fuse a lot of colors together. So, very nice. Okay, so that's so much fun. You can get like some crazy color blends. Like I said, I've been really playing with it with just, so this is the aquamarine and green apple. This is a brown bark ColourTop and a green apple at the end pen. This is the purple grape ColourTop with a tangerine, which I really love this blend. It looks like a sunset. And then this is the bark ColourTop and caramel. All of these are 10 to 15 second fuses. This is a 5-second fuse. This is a 20-second fuse, so just depending on how long you fuse, and the color tells you how long. And then this was aquamarine and the blender. So I've been doing lots of trying it out. Like, I don't know how many different combinations there are by doing this, but there are a lot. So pretty cool. Here's one of my favorite blends I've found so far, and that is the Sky Blue to Lavender. Really, really soft. Really, really nice right there. And this is a Sky Blue to a Cornflower Blue, which gives you really nice soft blend also. So, pretty fun. This was the blender pen, plus aquamarine, plus sky blue, plus deep violet. I should have these in opposite order because this is actually the deep violet, the aquamarine, the sky blue, and the blender pen. And I'm going to show you that really quick, but I think that I will show you that on one of my color cards, which I have yet to try out. I want to say this changes everything for Chameleon pens, because with the original set of pens, you work from light to dark. So when you anytime you use the blending chamber, you always get a lighter color. But they're now with COLORTOPS and your blender pen, you can work from light to dark. So that's pretty cool if you ask me. I'm trying to find a color card that will work. That would be cute. I don't know. I would just keep playing. What do you think? What do you think? I don't want to do the dragon or the tiger right now. Some hearts. You notice there are two of each kind in here. There's the fish. I want to do something that's sort of simple. Let's just do this heart. How about that? That's pretty. I'm not going to do the wings right now. I'm going to tear this out, I think. Yeah. All right. There we go. So, hit the camera. So let's say you want to use the blender pen so you can work from light to dark. And let's just use multiple colors. So let's use red, crimson red, and just for the sake of doing something different, let's do crimson red and aquamarine and the blender pen. So what I'm going to do is fuse my blender. I'm going to use it's nice that they have the gray, but I wasn't paying attention. I'm going to use the bullet nib, and I'm going to fuse it with the color top. I'm going to start with you have to think about, okay, so the first thing that's going to come out is the last thing that you fuse. So 1/1000, 2/1000. Look, you can just see that going. The ink went straight into the blender. And I've used this before, so I know it's going to be okay. So there's the blender. I'm sorry, there's the BG4 Aquamarine. Now here's the red. I haven't done these colors together before, so we'll see what happens. So I did red, I did the blender, I added aquamarine, and then I added red. So what's going to happen is first red is going to flow, then the aquamarine, and then the clear. So I'm going to start then at the bottom of my heart, because I want my red to be at the bottom, right here. And of course red and green are complements, right? So that's working with that aquamarine to create that really dark color. Yeah. So I have fused it really longer than I needed to, it looks like, with the aquamarine. So I'm just going to keep on going. It's getting lighter. So let's just keep on going. Let's start here. I'm not used to working with these color cards, so I can see that I have a little bit of a learning curve for the blending for the color card. I really love to use a Bristol Vellum cardstock with my Chameleon pens. So that's what I usually do, and I get really nice blends on that particular cardstock, plus I can use it with my pencils. Okay, so I believe that's all the way back to clear. It's a little hard to tell because of course the clear is going to keep coming out and it makes this paper slightly wet. But I think you get the idea that you can go from multiple colors and work dark to light. So that's a little different. And look, I made some mistakes here, like that got outside of the line. So I'm just going to use the bullet nib and kind of just clean it up a little. The blender is good for pushing that ink back into its boundaries, cleaning up little mistakes. I'm not really great at staying in the lines on any of my coloring. Found that one out in 3rd grade. Alright, so that's pretty cool. Pretty cool looking. I can see I have a little bit of streaking here, so I would just go back over it with the blender pen. You don't have, there's no need to refuse or anything. But if you just go back over with the blender pen, it may lighten it a little bit. But it will add also that, make it sort of re-wet that ink and make it blend out a little bit more. All right. So pretty fun technique, I think, that you can do with COLORTOPS and the blender pen. So I'm super excited, guys, and I just wanted to share with you. Obviously, I can't show you all the colors today. That's going to take a speed video, and I haven't done that yet. But man, there's so many color combinations. Anything that you can imagine to put together, you can. Let's see. Tell you what, let's do one more. What I would consider an unusual color combination. Let's try and do one that I haven't done. So this is the one where I was trying out what I thought would be not work necessarily well together. So like the purple and green. Well, let's try. Let's see, we need to think of complements. So red and green are complements, which this was sort of a red and green, bluish green, but let's do green. Like I have this spring meadow, it's a yellow green, and I have the crimson red in the Chameleon pen. So let's try that. And I'm not going to try and stain any lines with this. Yeah, okay. So what I'm going to do is fuse the what I'm going to do is fuse the brush nib with the yellow green 3, which is Spring Meadow. And I have no idea what color this will make, but let's just try. I think it's going to make like a weird color of brown, grayish brown. Really don't know. So we're just going to find out. And then I could do, actually, let's see, the orange. See, this is the thing. You can fuse lots of colors like in a row, but you don't, unless you practice it, you're not necessarily going to know exactly what you're going to get. So, you know, it's fun, right? Are you having fun? Okay, that's this orange. You see, that was real time. I didn't fuse very long and I got that big kind of stroke of orange. Now we're going to the Spring Meadow Yellow Green. It's giving us sort of a brown color, which kind of expected because again these are almost opposite on the color wheel, right? Orange and green. Orange is right next to red. To learn our color theory, guys. So there was not a lot of the spring green, but about the same amount of this orange and the green there in the middle, and now it's going to the red. The red's a really strong color. It really does depend, the fuse times really do depend on the strength of the color. So if you have a dark, strong color, it does require fusing longer than a lighter color. I just wanted to test that and see if I was back to my original color. I think I'm really close. I always like to get back to my original color, even if I have to like clean it off on a piece of paper, because I don't want to leave contaminated. I don't want to leave a different color of ink on the nib and then next time pick it up to use it as just a regular marker and find I had green on my red. So anyway, just my little tip. All right, so look, that's a nice, I mean, I did get this brown in there, but it's such a nice transition. Look at that. Like, I feel like I can mix colors that I could never mix before. Yeah. Beautiful. All right. So guys, those are my color tops and my fun stuff from Chameleon from their Kickstarter. I hope you have enjoyed this, and I am going to have to like do some like real color swatching for my Chameleon pens and stuff like that because I have a lot of them now, and yeah, I need to be able to see which color is which and not just go by the tops because, you know, that can be a slightly different. This is a little darker than this top. I mean, they're pretty close, but it helps to see it on the paper you're going to be using. Anyway, another story altogether. I digress. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this little sort of, it's not really an unboxing, but a reveal of my color tops, and I will see you soon. Don't forget to leave your questions in the bottom, like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you next time. Bye.